1980s, when Liverpool were by a mile the most successful club, not just in this country but in Europe. Yet their supporters always perceived that the media focused more on Manchester United. United were believed to have a little bit more charisma as a football club, if you like.
Manchester United, they've always been the glamour club, haven't they? And Liverpool hated them for being glamorous.
That created a grudge which became more and more bitter as the years developed, and I don't think we've ever recovered from it, to be honest.
And you'll get much the same opinion from the Liverpool fans.
Jealousy, that's what it is, mate. Jealousy. How can they have three United, a player and two managers United, and we've got the best track record in the world for 18 league champions and 5 European Cups, and not one United? Bob Peters should have been United years ago. It stinks, mate.
Disasters at Heysel and Hillsborough in the 1980s hit the club. At the end of the same decade, Liverpool's tight grip on English football began to loosen. As a player, Graham Souness had felt the commitment that had made his club great. As a manager, he found that attitude changing.
Without criticising Kenny in any shape or form, felt that I inherited a group of older players who maybe had seen their best days. And what I was guilty of was trying to change things too quickly. And I couldn't get my head around people who would come to me, older players, and say, look, I've had an offer from this one or that one, I'd like to go. Because Liverpool for me was the #1 football club. And once you were there, you never wanted to leave.
As Liverpool faded, Manchester United were on the rise again.
I can remember Peter Robinson, who was the chief executive, saying to me when I was a player at Liverpool, if them down the road ever get it right, we'll all be in trouble. And by them, he meant Manchester United. And for him to say that, those words stuck in my head. You know, if them down the road ever get it right. And that's how it turned out.
I made my debut in 1990, and you know, that was at a time when the huge amount of success that they had was just coming to an end, and that just coincided with the Manchester United golden period as well. You know, Liverpool were coming to the end of their golden periods, with a lot of the players being older players and all having to retire and move on.
Trouble for Liverpool came in the shape of Sir Alex Ferguson, who arrived in November 1986. He would become a managerial great.
The first thing that Alex Ferguson did when he took over as manager in 1986 was not, I'm going to make this club win the league championship, I'm going to do this and do that. His public utterances were, my target is to get ahead of Liverpool. I mean, it was as personal as that, and he picked up the vibes of that from the fans.
Sir Alex, when he came down from Scotland, he took over United. I think he saw Liverpool as the benchmark, and I think he based modern-day Manchester United, I think, on Liverpool in ways.
By 1996, United were the team to beat, as they reminded their great rivals in the cup final that year.
You're distraught to lose a cup final, full stop. But when you lose a 2, maybe one of your fiercest rivals, I was gutted after the game. But of course, there always has to be a winner, and unfortunately, we were on the losing side.
In 1999, Ryan Giggs scored an unforgettable goal as United achieved an historic treble of Premiership, Champions League, and FA Cup wins. After denying Liverpool the treble in 1977, United could now celebrate their finest hour. All 3 competitions had thrown up obstacles, but in the FA Cup, Liverpool themselves had nearly knocked United out.
I mean, that was an incredible game, that, you know, we seemingly in complete control, and then at the time, United were popping up with late goals.
And that's just what they did. An equaliser from Dwight York with 2 minutes to go. Then Ole Gunnar Solskjaer fired in an injury-time winner to break Liverpool hearts.
I think it was just a little bit of luck here and there, a little ricochet here, goal there, and it was, they just had that sign over us at various times in the 90s.
While their rivals rued their luck, Manchester United were ecstatic.
Cup game here, I think it was the year we won the treble actually, where Liverpool 1-0 up and we come back in the last couple of minutes to win 2-1. You can't beat that for excitement.
The 3 trophies that United brought back in 1999 ranks as the club's finest achievement and puts Sir Alex Ferguson among the game's greatest ever managers.
Alex has proved that he is up there with anybody you want to name. and arguably by the time he's finished, be the greatest manager that's ever been. You know, he would be the first one to tell you he needs to win another European Cup. But even if that wasn't to happen, he'd still be, certainly in my opinion and a lot of other people's opinion, maybe the best that's ever been.
Liverpool won the League Cup at United's expense in 2003 under Gerard Houllier, and greater success was to come. Rafa Benitez arrived and has won the European Cup and the FA Cup. Perhaps the glory days may be about to return.
It's the same when you play against United.
His record speaks for itself, you know, his cup competitions, you know, European Cup competitions. Likewise, you know, he's done it in Valencia. He's come across to English football, you know, and in 3 years he's achieved so much. And I think that says a lot for him. You know, it's you know, he's only been here a short space of time.
I think there's a feeling that perhaps Liverpool are just on the brink of maybe building something whereby we can get back maybe to the days that we enjoyed.
Well, it's exciting times, isn't it? You know, new owners, with the prospect of a new stadium. Rafa with the squad he's got now, which is playing in the Champions League. Money to spend to improve the squad. So yeah, I mean, to be a Liverpool supporter at this moment in time, it's attractive.
He may have learnt the game in Spain, but Rafa Benitez has been in England long enough to know what a fixture against Manchester United is all about.
No, we know that the passion in England is more than in other countries. And for me, it's similar when you play Barcelona against Real Madrid. Top sides, winning trophies for years, and normally when you are in the top of the table or when you are playing for trophies, you will see normally Arsenal, Chelsea now, and United always. No, that is the rivalry for years.
One of the reasons that Manchester United have been right up there is their Portuguese star, Cristiano Ronaldo, who was well on his way to being named Player of the Year for the season.
Of course, it's a very important. It's a tough game, difficult game against Liverpool. Always, it's good, but I think you are in a good way. You play very well. This moment, I hope to win. Everyone knows if you win, it's a big step to the win the Premier League. This is very important, and I think you have a great chance.
So the fans gathered for another Liverpool-Manchester derby. The calm before the storm.
Incredibly passionate. I think it's probably the most passionate derby, certainly in England.
Arguably the two best English teams ever meeting face to face.
The history of the two clubs, their success, and the geography, they're so close together. I think it's incredibly passionate.
We'll beat them. We're going to beat them.
Anfield is a difficult ground to come to for any team, but it's at its most hostile when Manchester United are in town. With Liverpool hoping to thwart United's title bid, interest in the match certainly wasn't confined to the venue itself. And in the closing minutes, Ronaldo fired in a free kick that Pepe Reina simply couldn't control. John O'Shea was onto it, and the points were United's.
That's the beauty of football. You don't know the result, and then against the run of play, and I think Alex was very clear on that, we got the last-minute winner from a relatively unlikely source in John O'Shea. To see that ball hit the back of the net, there was nothing better.
So another Liverpool-Manchester United derby had passed. But history between these two clubs has many interpretations.
The fact that we've still got all those European Cups and what have you still gives us the edge, and
glad you said that.
Yeah, definitely we've got the edge, there's no doubt about that.
And we're winning, you know, I mean, the fact that we've got 8 premierships and they've never won the premiership, you know, suits me anyway.
I don't know whether he actually said it, but it was reported that he said it, and it was Gary Neville and Ryan Giggs. And apparently they said that before they retire they'd like to catch up with what Liverpool's achieved. And I thought to myself, well, he's not going to be playing when he's 130.
Thank you for watching. Make sure you don't miss more in the series of football rivalries.